who have peace in Nigeria. I love my country, Nigeria. Isn't that happening? I play my role as a citizen and I hold up my hand. I love my country, Nigeria. Living every day and there's helping me. I play my part as a citizen and I hold up my hand. We need a chapter to make things better. No one can everybody come together. It's talking Good evening and thanks for joining us on NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. I am Musa Toliat. It is the weekend review of stories that made the headlines during the week. But first, stories trending for this day. Stories trending for the end of this year's Hajj. Our correspondent that President Ahmed Tinubu sent delegation which interacted with the pilgrims at Muna before moving out.
The last day of Hajj, a day for the completion of rites, the symbolic throwing of pebbles at a pillar where Satan tries but failed to tempt Prophet Ibrahim. While in Muna, pilgrims exchange views with
their bosses. Some of the challenges, tent, which is not enough for the pilgrims. The second is time to time, the food that does not come either in time, is not the food Nigerians are used to. Of course, we have deliberated. Our landlord, that is those who are in charge of the tent, who are also in charge of the food.
A delegation sent by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, led by the Nigeria's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Yahya Lawal, extended the goodwill of the president to the pilgrims. The president assured the pilgrims that the next exercise will be improved and enjoined them to continue praying for Nigeria and ensure good conduct while in the Holy Land.
So we count on your understanding. The president looks forward to this. Please remember your country in your prayers.
Henceforth, the tent allocation in notice that come first to select sites based on the number of their contingents. In Makkah, Usman Aliu, NTA News.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the review of stories that made the headlines during the week. Stay with us.
How market? My country people, how market? How market now get program to showcase to una different markets wey boku for market all over Lagos, whether na clothes, home appliances, electronics, provisions, foodstuff, and any type of goods wey you dey find. Name am. How market na the show for una. You go fit know where dem dey sell am and how much dem dey sell am. And if you be market seller and you dey find program to showcase your products, goods and services, na how market be the show for you o. Join us every Wednesday by 7:30 p.m. on your Ogbonge Station for Excellence, NTA Lagos Channel 10. For more inquiries, make una call. We dey ready for.
Many thanks to know that you are still staying tuned to NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7 on the week. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu enjoined Nigerians to keep hope alive, work with the federal government to actualize its laws, will see the nation through its socio-economic challenges. He gave the message after observing the Eid al-Adha prayers at the Dadam Barracks prayer ground in Lagos. The report.
Agents of Muslim faithful to observe the 2 Raka Eid al-Adha prayers.
Fear Allah as you should be feared.
In yourself, believing that you, as a citizen of this country, you must join hands. No religious identity, no tribal identity. Live with one another, enjoy and prosper.
Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat, says there is need for Nigerians to see the prevailing economic conditions as one of the sacrifices required to move the country forward.
For us as Nigerians to love our country more, be ready for sacrifice, all of us, not just the ordinary citizens, but everyone, no matter how big we think we are, so that we can build a country that all of us will be proud of.
For things to get better, sometimes we have to go through some form of pain. Things to get better, sometimes we have to go through some form of pain to reap the gains. And that is what today Eid al-Kabir symbolizes.
Eid al-Adha is one of the 2 important festivals.
We also brought you a report that the Lagos State government is set to commence the issuance of proof of ownership certificates to vehicle owners across, known as a media interactive forum organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps. The report.
Volume of vehicles on Lagos roads and the continued incidents of vehicle theft require a more effective initiative to curb the menace. This gathering is therefore a platform for the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation to intimate the public on the plan to subsequently link the identity of owners to their vehicles through the proof of ownership certificates. Part of the benefit enunciated by the organizers is that a national database of vehicle owners can be provided for law enforcement agencies to ease their operations in recovery of stolen vehicles and create a uniformed licensing scheme nationwide.
DSS, police, they are always on track. Checking all these criminals, and we can get that information through this we are talking on.
So the key of our ownership certificate is going to actually aid our operation. It is necessary. It is desirable. Because for national security, it is unavoidable.
The initiative is also expected to curb the excesses of commercial transport operators.
When you want to enforce on commercial vehicles, they can just drive anyhow, which can lead to what? Accidents on our road. We try to be mindful of their action. And Lagos State is coming up with something, which I should just mention it, that we are not going to allow individuals to register vehicle for commercial purpose, for passenger vehicles. You're going to be corporate. Once you are a corporate, you misbehave, you revoke your license. Let them now do the monitoring and prevention of their vehicles under their fleet.
Federal Road Safety Corps has the mandate to issue proof of ownership certificate at a fee of 1,000 naira, and its issuance does not nullify other existing vehicle documentation. In Lagos,
the need to enact laws to guarantee security in the hospitality industry and mitigate security threats in hotels in Nigeria has been canvassed. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria decried the proliferation of hotels without guidelines and supervision. Lydia Sampson reports.
Critical as hotels are to the hospitality industry, Guests on Good Morning Nigeria identified a lacuna in regulations with multiple umbrella bodies only interested in taxes rather than the enforcement of best practices.
We are always faced with the challenge of having to meet bodies to get us organized. Like to date, we've not classified hotels in the FCT. This is the FCT. How do we know which is a 5-star? How do we know which is a 3-star? How do we know which is a 2-star? No, we are yet to get to that level. We are yet to get to that level. So what we just face every day is every morning this body will come, will bring an act or a law, and tell her that we are in charge of this. By the time they will tell you they are in charge of this, the next thing they will jump to is we are collecting.
They advocate deployment of technology as well as certified professional training of operators and staff of hotels to fish out criminal elements.
Governments must issue guidelines, governments must supervise these guidelines, and governments must communicate adequately with the private sector.
So in terms of here, I want us to see security here as a collective responsibility. That means those concerns could be from, say, government regulations, as I said, or at the governmental level, but also at the operators level, but also community. That's the lodger, the community that is there, and the people that are generally around the hotel.
They call for proper coordination of the hospitality industry towards mitigating security threats. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Drug users and dealers may have been adopting different means to beat the law, but authorities in Nigeria are also matching their games with structures and resilience that have led to recovery of illicit drugs and conviction of many offenders. Joseph Austin has the report.
Drug abuse is revolving in Nigeria, and users and distributors are adopting different dimensions to keep the act running. United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime in Nigeria reports 14.3 million people aged between 15 and 64 years are abusing different substances, with cannabis, tobacco, cough syrups, and cocaine, among others, becoming very common.
Candies, ice cream, chewing gum that the youth take are having a very high content of amphetamines or hallucinogens. Erroneous impression
for detection at borderlines yielding positive results in the last 29 months.
We have made arrests of 31,675 people. Out of this, we have 35 barons. And we have made seizures of about 6,252 tons.
With millions already affected, helping victims reintegrate into the society has become critical.
We have done 23,724
against drug abuse, protecting the vulnerable such as school children and the large going through trauma to express.
Initially, I used to fill the tank confidently with 12,000 naira, but right now I just bought for 20,000 and it didn't even get to half tank. It's very difficult and it's hindering my movement. It's making me calculate where I need to go. Anywhere that is not important, I am not going.
Before the new petrol pump price regime, most motorists interviews say they drive trivial reasons. Now, in order to reduce fuel consumption, calculate.
Go to like anywhere I want to go to, I just go. But now I will calculate. Go here, go there in one run. It works for me.
My car showed red and I need to get to the city center. I didn't know that the price now is 540. So it was going, I was just sat in my car, they were filling my tank. When the attendant told me, okay, your money is 42,500. With your injector cleaner 25, that means you have 45,000 to pay. I said, what? 45,000? I use my car now to my office, to my house, to the church, and back home. No unnecessary movement.
There are many false conceptions on how or even what can reduce fuel consumption while driving.
I went to the filling station. They showed me one tablet that I should buy and put in my fuel tank. That once I do that, my fuel will not go down. I told her I'm not buying because I'm suffering from fuel. I will now go and buy something that will knock my engine. Some people say once you get to a place, put off the engine. If you get to a slope, put off the engine and just slide down. But all those things to me seems very dangerous, so I don't do them.
Yabagi Yusuf Sani is an oil and gas expert.
Motorists now have to adjust to the realities, the new realities. One of them is their habit of driving and also the usage of fuel. It has to be adapted to the new realities. What do I mean? You now need to maintain your vehicles properly so that the engine will run efficiently. You also will avoid a situation where the idle time is prolonged so that you don't just consume fuel unnecessarily.
For today, though movements with their cars are restricted to conserve fuel, they are more disciplined in the face of the new reality. In Abuja, Lydia Farms, NTA News.
Now to some trending stories in the entertainment world. Casey, the acclaimed Nigerian singer-songwriter, is back with a bang as he releases his highly anticipated third single of the year, titled Oga Ginger. This and many more as we join Augusta Asioye on the entertainment world. News.
Enforcement and solidified Casey's position as a force to reckon with in the Nigerian music industry. Oga Ginger promises to be yet another chart-topping hit. Moving on, Nigerian superstar Burna Boy had a giant feat on the UK singles chart. The single recently received a remix that features rapper 21 Savage, and this has contributed to its ascension on the UK official singles chart, where it reaches a new peak of number 38 while entering its fourth week on the chart. In the foreign scene, American pop star Madonna has been discharged from hospital after suffering a serious bacterial infection. The 64-year-old landed in the intensive care unit of a New York hospital after she was found unresponsive on Saturday and was immediately placed on surveillance by doctors. However, the singer has been discharged from the hospital and the delight of her fans. And that is all on entertainment news. I am Augusta Asioye.
Time now to join Peter Ibo for the latest in the world of sports in a sports update.
We begin with athletics. Nigerian Olympic star Toby Amoso finishes in second position on Friday at the Diamond League in Switzerland in women's 100-meter event with a time of 12.47 seconds, while Puerto Rican won in 12.40 seconds. Thea Jones came third in 12.51 seconds. The Nigerian stars continue to prepare ahead of the World Athletics Championship slated for Budapest this year. In another development, Nigerian Tigers on Friday lost their opening game at the 2023 FIBA African Qualifiers competition in Abidjan to Guinea on 65-62. Meanwhile, the Nigerian side will today have another opportunity to redeem their image as they set to face Benin Republic in their second game. Meanwhile, ahead of the Nigerian National League (NLL) Super 8 playoff in Asaba Delta State. The 8 participating teams, Atlant FC, Castina United, EFCC, FC1 Rocket, Sporting Lagos, Castina United, EFCC, FC1 Rocket, Sporting Lagos, Kano Pillars, and DMD have all arrived for the championship, with some of the teams scheduled for training at the venue of the tournament. The kickoff is scheduled for July 2nd, 2023 at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, Delta State. And finally, American boxer JT Wilder is getting set for a possible fight against former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in what promises to be a mouth-watering fight between the heavyweights. The highly anticipated showdown between the heavyweights is expected to take place in Saudi Arabia at the end of the year. With sports updates, Peter Oibo, NTA News.
On that sporting note, we conclude NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7, and of course the review of stories that made the rounds during the week. Many thanks for watching. I am Musa Toliat. Good night.
Hello stars, we are back again with a lot of juicy entertainment you can enjoy this